Hi out there, and thank you for joining us tonight for Ask Us Anything.
Well, if we look a little bit tired, we are. We have just concluded the Florida RV Super Show. The gates ended 1 hour ago.
And they shut the gates and everybody goes home.
And it has been a long 7 days. We actually arrived at the fairgrounds, the height of the Super Bowl. Super Bowl's coming, and it's going to be the Lions. Go Lions. They won today. But we left the Florida RV Super Show, and we're kind of on our way to our next destination. We're still in the state of Florida, and it's great to see everybody here tonight. Not a great internet connection for two reasons. One, I've got some overhead on my Starlink, some trees or something covering it up. But more importantly, on my cellular connections, the entire RV park that we're in are watching football. So they're really gobbling up and streaming video. So we probably would have no signal at all had we not invested in this ultimate system that we have from our friends at Mobile Must Have. Boy, I am tired. I'm having trouble talking. So it's good to see you all here, and we'll do some answers. Just a couple quick things. On Wednesday on the podcast, we'll start really kind of going through the things that we saw that impressed us or didn't impress us on the Super Show. We'll talk about the three innovations that we saw that were worth talking about, and there were only three. And they weren't really huge innovations. Well, one is a big safety innovation, but the other two not so much. And it wasn't. We spent every day at the show, and I did not see anything that made me go wow at all. Now, you fell in love with every RV you went into. You are becoming a difficult person to do a review because you like them all.
Everyone except one.
Except the one that you bumped your head in. We're going to have a blooper reel. Well, actually, we're going to make that. That was the only good blooper we had, and that will make it maybe in Saturday's video. So we have a question for you, and you guys can give us in your comments. We have probably 10 to 12 RVs that we have done fairly detailed reviews on that we're going to feature. From travel trailers to Class Bs, Class Cs, Class As, some of the fun stuff we saw. Normally, in our previous 12 visits of the show, we've put them all together in one long video that we released the following Saturday. We could also just string these out for a long time and just give you individual ones. You are suggesting we do individuals.
Well,
3 or 4, maybe combining.
Yeah.
Maybe do some Class Bs, Class A's, and stuff. Well, we'll see.
We'll figure it out.
So
put on our thinking cap.
I like doing it all as one big one, but we'll see what everybody thinks and what they like. So we'll take some of the questions. If you're asking me about specific RVs, there were 1,200 of them there, and we did not go in 1,200. Felt like it, but we did not see all of them. We did not normally go back and review units that we have reviewed before, because I have to tell you, there aren't a lot of changes. Maybe some different color schemes, woo-hee, and not a lot of new things that we really were impressed with. So I don't know what to say. Now, I see a question here. I'll just kind of pick it up. But Matt Blau says, did you see a Hoosier custom cruiser? No,
we did not.
No, I don't think they were at the show.
I wonder.
I don't even know if they were in business. I don't know.
We need to check into that.
Nothing about
how they're doing.
But they were not anywhere easily found.
And it was very hard to figure out where to find things. Not everything was listed.
Yeah. For example, Harvest Host, and we did a meet and greet there. They had a really great area, but Harvest Host did not have an official booth. They were hanging out with their friends at another booth, another company. And we kept getting people saying, well, where are you? Where are you? And we tried to explain, but it's hard. So
and Harvest Host had the nicest meetup area.
Yes, it was a great.
They had a little pretend campfire and chairs all in a big circle, and they had set it up so nicely, but nobody could find them.
Yep. Well, listen, you guys have questions, so we're just going to answer your questions, and we'll be sharing more on the podcast, and then the week. There was a lot to see and a lot to do.
It was fun.
Jeffrey Cosmos.
I am not familiar with towables. I watched your video on your way to Tampa. Do you have to unhitch your fifth wheel in order to camp in it at the RV park?
Well, no,
We did. You don't have to. But
No,
we
you
did.
don't have to. I prefer doing so. One, in case I want to go someplace else. Two, for room. Three, it's easier to level when it's unhitched. And four, that part has been really pretty easy. I actually timed myself to unhitching, putting the slides out, and moving the truck away, and it took about 10 minutes.
And
That's
I have
about
to
it.
say, the spot that they gave us, we couldn't have left our truck hooked up
At the fairgrounds,
at
yeah.
the fairgrounds to the fifth wheel because we couldn't. We'd have been out in the street, the
Yeah.
little
Oh my
alley
gosh.
that they had. It was extremely. And in fact, Wendy, when she came, just burst into laughter.
It was like a ghetto.
Yeah,
It really
really
was very
was.
funny.
Very, very funny.
Yep.
And you're getting so good at hooking up and unhooking, but you could leave it hooked up.
Yeah, and sometimes, for example, if we came in at this hour of the night and we're leaving first thing in the morning, I would probably leave it hooked up because you're just putting the slide out, going to bed, maybe watching TV or answering an email, and then you go to bed. But we're still debating. We're up in Gainesville, actually, is what I shouldn't tell people because I don't want anybody knocking on my door tonight. Never mind where we are. Don't say anything. Shh. I don't know. We're in Florida. That's all I want to say. Folks, that's happened. It has happened. So I have to be really careful of saying where we are. Yeah, we're pretty tired. But we may actually stay just 2 days because we have the podcast we've got to put together tomorrow. That's when we put together the Wednesday podcast. And we still have 5 hours to go to our next destination. So we're going to figure it out. But anyway, Jeffrey, to your answers, you don't have to. Whoa, long question.
Okay.
Nancy Einhauser.
You can read Nancy's question.
Have you heard of anyone swapping out an entire slide with its amenities for a newer version of the same manufacturer's model? No.
Never heard of that.
No, I don't know. Maybe you can. I've never heard of that. She said, I like the newer layout. There's more counter space, recliners, jackknife, induction, a bonus beverage temperature control, glass door cooler, but I'm sure you guessed it. Don't wish to buy a new RV. I can manage the one we have. I don't know if Flippin' Nomad would know that either. You can ask her, but
How about you call the manufacturer?
I would be very surprised if anybody would do that because the decor would be different, the colors, themes would be different. It would look ugly, assuming they've changed all that, which they do, because that's the only innovation you see in RVs is new color schemes these days, and maybe a little different layout. But I don't know, Nancy. I think you'd be better off selling what you have and getting a new one if you really like it that much.
Wouldn't you call the manufacturer to see if you could do
Sure,
that?
call them, ask them.
I don't think they'll do it.
Yeah. Tom McAllister.
Howdy from Tomcat. How were the crowds this year?
I think they were down. It's hard to really get an accurate total. We talked to Dave Kelly, the executive director, and he was happy. He said they were down the first day or two. We had rain on opening day of the show on Wednesday, a little rain
drenched.
Thursday. Actually, it was, we did. We got really
drenched.
drenched. And then there was some rain. Was there rain yesterday? On Friday? On Saturday? No, there was no rain yesterday. It was just cold. And it was very cold. It was much colder than usual. Temperatures in the morning, showtime was about 40 degrees. And we had one day, I don't remember which one, that it was up in the 60, 65 or so, but it wasn't very warm.
The weather changed a lot. You'd have basically clouds, and then the sun popped out for a little bit, and then rain showers would come, and we got drenched a couple times. And yesterday, we didn't go at all today. Yesterday, it was cold, but I felt there were a lot of people there.
Yesterday had big crowds. Saturday had really big crowds. Although I thought by 3:30, 4, they were down quite a bit, and they closed the show at 6. So for the day. So even yesterday, those crowds seemed to go home early. So I think they were down. And I don't know what the exact stats will be. They'll announce it, I'm sure, this week.
I think a really good thing that they did this year, instead of having one day with seniors get a discount, they had 3 days.
Yes.
And I think that spread it out. But I think for most Floridians, it was a little chilly.
It was chilly.
The weather wasn't what they're used to.
Yeah. It was definitely cold, and really only one nice sunny day. There was
And
a little bit of sun one morning, but it ended by noon.
weren't you telling me it's going to be 80 next week?
Yeah, it's gonna be 80 down there next week.
Well, I would have melted.
Yeah.
So would Bo.
Yeah. Steve Egbert, did you see
Question.
the Coachman Euro? We did see it. No, I didn't like it. I thought it was oh gosh, how do I say this without being too insulting? I thought it was very cheap. That's my thing. Even though it had a pretty expensive cost, I think it comes with like a 1200 watt inverter. So you got to upgrade everything, Steve, to make it look good. And I did not find it very comfortable. We did a video on it, and we'll show it on Saturday, probably Saturday. I don't know. It'll be in one of our videos. We'll do a bunch of them. But I was not very impressed with
Was
it.
that the
Other
one
than the outside appearance, it looked really cool.
Is that the one where I told you to watch your head when you sat on the
Yes,
sofa?
yes.
Yeah.
We have a great blooper that we'll show where.
I am so entertaining.
Yes, you were. I don't want to. Well, I can tell our scoop with it. We were in one. That was
Doesn't matter. You don't have to say
okay.
who's.
Well, we will. We'll say it when we're in the video. But we're in one Class B, wasn't it? It was a Class B, and you were at the
I was
sink.
concerned about bumping my head with
In
the
the sink. She was
I
like,
said,
if you
"Oh."
worked over the sink, you might hit your head. She just said that. And then I turned the camera, and I was kind of looking at the next thing. I think it was a refrigerator or something. But you could still see the mirror. There was a mirror there, and you could see her as she moved from the kitchen to go sit on, they have two
Great big
twin beds,
cushiony-
like they
cushiony
look like
cushion.
sofas. So she went to sit on it, and I'm in the middle of just talking, and you hear this clunk. People outside heard the clunk. Wendy, our producer, was out there, and she said she heard it. She smashed her head into the back of the cabinet. Stupidest placement I have ever seen.
Well, you're not supposed to sit there.
That's what she asked a salesman. You're not supposed to sit there. Well, how do you know you're not supposed to? There's a big cushion there. It's like a sofa. Well, you're supposed to sit further down. I guess so. But it was all crap shit on camera. And fortunately, you laughed. It sounded so, you hit yourself really hard. I thought you were going to.
Yeah, I was kind of concerned too.
There we go. We're over pneumonia now. We're going in with a concussion. But it was all on tape. It was a good bit.
It was very funny.
It was a good blooper. Debbie Alt.
We went on Wednesday morning. We got a hotel room that night so we could return to the show on Thursday. Good planning.
Yeah, it's too much to do, as you know, Debbie, if you're there in one day. It really does take 3 days to see it. And we did rent a golf cart for Jen, but I ended up using it. And that was it was very costly, unbelievably costly. But we both agreed it was worth it because this show, with the things we had to see, we would have easily covered 8-10 miles a day walking. And that's a lot, carrying gear and, working it. And anyway, the golf cart was a good investment.
I felt guilty about the golf cart. And then you loved it.
Yeah.
You absolutely loved it. And Mike has a new profession.
Actually, the most fun I had at the show was yesterday. I
didn't go with you for a segment.
Yeah, I had a business meeting with somebody, a potential sponsor that we were talking to. And we sat and we talked for a while. And I left that meeting and was going back to get Jennifer because we had a meet and greet we had to do. And I went to my golf cart, and there is this couple sitting in the back of it. And I walked up and I said, "Oh, hello." I said, "I think you're in the wrong cart. That's mine." And they said, "Oh, no, we just want to ride over to the Newmar booth." Okay. They thought it was a taxi. So I said, "What the heck?" I took them. They were older. It was a long walk. So I took them there. And all along the way, people are recognizing me. And they're saying, "Hey, where's Jennifer? Hi, Mike. Well, we love your stuff." It's really fun stuff with the crowd. This couple is in the back listening to this, and the guy said, "You must have worked here a long time. You seem to know everybody at the show." Yeah, kind of. And I took him to the Newmar booth and said goodbye. And the guy hands me $5. I said, "No, I don't want any money." He wouldn't let me leave without taking $5. So he left, and I'm arguing with him while I'm doing that, saying, I don't want any money. It was just my treat. I was glad to do it. Another couple just jumped in the back, says, "Yeah, we need a ride over to supplier building A or something." And so, okay. So I took them, and we ended up giving rides to
like 5
or 6 people. And one of them, we took one out. They didn't know where they were. They were at the parking lot, and they didn't know which lot it was, and we found it for them. It was way across the other end of the fairgrounds. We came back, and we saw this poor woman with a map, and she didn't know where she was. I said, well, she asked us, where's I don't know where my car is. I went in this entrance, but I don't know where my car is.
It's by a big tree.
Yeah, it's by a big tree. Look, there's big trees everywhere. Okay, so we took her and we found hers. And anyway, it was the most fun I had visiting with everybody.
Yeah, we met some nice people.
So I was an Uber golf cart driver.
He loved it.
It was great. Carl White.
Did you do a video on getting out your
out of the site? It wasn't necessary, Carl. I did it in one take. It was easy.
He made it look so easy, Carl. You should have been there. I was supposed to shoot a video of it. I think I had Bo.
Yeah,
because you don't like Bo in the truck because Bo gets in your
you were
vision.
With Bo, and I had Tom next door just to make sure. You always want somebody to spot you, but it was
he did it perfect.
It was fine. It was pulled off. There was no backing up, nothing. It was just one turn and we were out.
And our permanent neighbor to the one side of us, she had a bunch of golf carts, and because she works there, and she moved all those for us. So it was very kind. And she also reassured us that everybody went out a certain way, because we never could have made it if we'd gone the other way.
So it was a piece of cake. It wasn't worth videoing.
It was wonderful.
I just drove out and turned and went out.
I mean, it was like a professional.
Yeah, right. Will the next time. Shirley Benoit, thank you, Shirley, for a $1.99 super sticker. We really appreciate that. Debbie Alt.
The traffic was backed up for miles to enter, so we didn't go on the second day. A mess.
We heard so many complaints this year about parking and about them closing gates that are normally open. I don't know that they have a new manager there or what. Even the help seemed to be like, we've got all these people telling us the stuff that doesn't make sense. But yes, I don't know what they were opening and closing gates, and we heard a lot of. In fact, it was so many people that we're not coming back. They were saying we're not coming back, and I don't know, if that will make its way up to the show organizers or not. But a lot of complaints.
What was it? Industry Day that we came in our golf cart one way, and then it started pouring rain.
Yeah, we came in one way, it was fine, and then we're going out, and somebody said, "Well, they told me to close this gate." Why?
I mean, it was pouring rain. It would have taken 2 seconds to open the gate and let us out.
And
but and then we said, "Well, okay, how do we get out?" And they had no idea.
I don't know what the story is, but that's the kind of stuff that can kill a show faster than anything. And it was bad this year. It was really bad. And I don't know. I bet they had somebody new in charge who probably sits in the office all day.
Well, the map. People couldn't figure out on the map how to enter and exit.
Well, because it was,
And
I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know what was going on.
Yep.
I don't know. But we seemed to run into a lot of confused people.
Create Sunshine, like your handle.
Great name. Did you see the Westphalia? If so, general impression.
That was the one she bumped her head on. So there you go. But yes, we did see the Westphalia. It is a very cool thing, and one of the cool parts of it will make our Wednesday podcast about the innovations. We're doing the three biggest innovations we saw, and one of the features on the Westphalia will make that. There's a lot of nostalgic welcoming affection for the Westphalia. It's back in the U.S. market, owned by the French now, and it keeps many of its traditional coolness. There's one model with a pop-up. It's a nice unit. Just watch out for your head. But yes, we did, and we'll have that in our video tour.
Well, I wasn't focused. I mean, I was focused on.
Come on, it's a sofa. You're not supposed to sit there.
Well, it wasn't a sofa.
It sure looks like one.
I wasn't familiar with it, and I was focused.
I guarantee you were not the only person this weekend that bumped their head there, so maybe they'll change it. So I'm putting it in the video. Connie Thomas or Corrine Thomas.
The show was massive for years prior. Sorry, we missed seeing you. We saw in your podcast when you were driving to the show. I would love to know what GPS system you were using. as it was a large screen.
That is the Garmin 1095.
And it's expensive.
It's very expensive. You can get the 890, which is the 8-inch screen, but that's the 10-inch screen, and we really like it. We didn't at first because it's so big, and it took me a while to get used to it. But we really do like it a lot. It's a big screen, and I like it because you can customize it for the length and height and width of your RV, and it gives you routes that are RV safe, updates, free updates. It's in our Amazon influencer group. We have an Amazon page and we list all the stock products that we use, and that one is the Garmin 1095. It's very expensive though. It's like $300 more than the one that's just 2 inches smaller. I think it's the 890, which is two inches smaller. And that's by not quite half the price, a little less. But if you go to Amazon.com live RV Lifestyle and search around there, you'll see it. It's a good unit. Very good. All right. What else do we have here? Is that it?
I guess it's time to say adios. Oh.
Gwen Clark.
Okay. How do you like the new 2025 LTV corner bed with lounge chairs that was recently introduced? I like it.
Yeah, we went over and sat in those lounge chairs and visited with Dean for a while. He was pretty tired.
Dean's great.
Yep, he was tired, and we just hung out and talked shop with Dean for a while. It's nice, a corner bed. I think you want to be smaller than me.
I saw a couple people, they'd had the Serenity, and they were interested in the corner bed again. You lose a lot with that corner.
Yeah.
If you have a sleep apnea machine, I don't know where you would put
where you'd put that in.
Somebody has to crawl over somebody.
Yeah, if you're on the wall, you got to crawl over the other person. And
it's a very small bed.
Yeah, it's small, but it has room, and the lounge chairs are nice. We did not do a video on it because, it's a corner bed, which they've had before. They just reintroduced it again. The lounging chairs are new for them, but they're in many other RVs, and it just wasn't, we didn't shoot it, but we did have a good time sitting in it. It was very comfortable. Mary Ellen Connors.
It was great meeting you at the Tampa show.
That is what we liked the most of the Tampa show. We did 4 meet and greets and had just a wonderful time meeting so many people, and so many showed up, and it was just very encouraging to us both. And I think that's why we really did stay so long for the meet and greets.
That is exactly why we stayed so long. It was very encouraging to us.
And it was great. And
Bo even went to the meet and greet.
The big one we did on Friday, they have a little, they call it social media influencers. It's a building they devote just for that. And we had a good crowd there, and Bo came, and he was quite good. He was mugging it up and leaning against, getting pets from everybody in the first row there. Linda Barcume.
We are in Gainesville at a state park. Just came from Big Lagoon in Pensacola. We had 3 hard freezes the week we were there. Had to winterize again after only 5 days in Florida.
This is a crazy year.
Where is Linda from? We're going to have to winterize again.
No, not until we get to Tennessee. It's okay. Linda, it's just been an insane year. Really has been.
It was everybody cold at the Tampa show,
and people even down south are, from Tampa south, it's usually pretty nice all year, all winter long. And they've been all telling us that they had very little sunshine and it was damp and cold. So crazy weather.
Crazy weather.
Yeah. So yep. Sorry you had to re-winterize. I hope I don't have to until I get up to Tennessee, maybe.
I just hope the snow melts in Tennessee.
Yeah, there's snow on the ground in Tennessee now. Everything's gonna melt this week. It's going up in the 40s every day. At least in Michigan, it'll be warmer down there. Robert Mueller.
Did you get to watch the Lions beat Tampa Bay? No.
I was sitting here, this very position, editing all day today, but we couldn't get them streaming on. And I didn't want to pay $17 to get.
When he got done editing,
so what we did,
lost some video, and so had to redo everything. So he worked from 12 till the Lions had 5 minutes left in the game, and I
we just kept
the last 5 minutes.
Just in case you don't know, hey Siri, who won game.
The Lions defeated the Buccaneers in the NFC divisional playoff by a score of 31-23 today.
Yes, you got to be from Detroit or a Lions fan to appreciate how big of a deal that is to be this far along in the season, in the playoffs. Been so long, and I think Detroit is going to become America's team this year. So everybody's rooting for them, and it was a good game. Sarah, but I didn't get a chance to watch it when I had work, and I
we
couldn't
just
get
kept
it.
asking.
Sarah Ruber.
What was your favorite food vendor this year at the show?
Barbecue over by the barbecue spot over by Tiffin.
And we've never eaten there before.
No, we haven't. I don't know if they're there every year, but they had very good barbecue.
I think they are there every year.
Yeah.
We usually don't get that far, but because we had the golf cart,
We were there
we
a couple
saw
times.
things that we've never seen before.
Yeah, we went over there, enjoyed that. We ate there twice. Facebook user.
How did you see or hear much about ABS on trailers?
Yes, we did actually. We did a video, a live stream. Hey, are you guys that are watching this? Are you on our community yet? You got to get over to our community. Just go to community.rvlifestyle.com and join. We did live shots multiple times a day on the community from the show. And one of them was about just that. And I will feature that in more in depth and show you some cool video that we shot of ABS from hats off to Lippert. Lippert's the big RV supplier, parts manufacturer. They have put on ABS system now for trailers, for some trailers, and for fifth wheels. Basically, I think Grand Design, Forest River, and now the Keystone Cougar have ABS available on them. And Keystone Cougar's making this standard on their Cougar models. What a difference. I got on a racetrack and I did a 3 loops with their product manager, and they had wet down the racetrack course and put a special coating on it to simulate ice and snow. And we would hit like 50 miles an hour, and he would do an emergency power stop. And that's like everybody who tows an RV's worst nightmare, having to do a power stop, because usually the thing starts fishtailing all over the place. You hear of horrific accidents. But this was amazing. Full stop, unslippery stuff. And that thing just followed the truck perfectly. No swaying, no fishtailing, no chucking and bucking. To the point that I didn't want to drive our fifth wheel back because I don't have it on ours. And it's a shame that the RV industry has not made that standard, and that the federal government hasn't required that be standard. It is standard on passenger vehicles in ABS systems, but it's not on towable RVs, and it should be.
I wonder what it costs to install it.
You know, it isn't as much as you'd think. It is not. Whatever it costs, it should be there. It just should be. We all should have it, those of us who tow. But it's worse in a trailer. It's a little easier in a fifth wheel. But with ABS, ABS should be on both of them. So we did quite a bit with that, and that will be actually, that's the top innovation that we found to write about and talk about this year. It's a very long overdue safety thing, and hats off to Lippert and Cougar and Grand Design and Forest River for making those available. But we'll show you how cool that is. In fact, I'd show you now if I could bring my video up. But that's the most significant thing we found at the whole show.
And that's very significant.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. It is. Stephen Rentera.
Looking to switch over my batteries to lithium. Any thoughts? Recommended brand?
Well, is it going to cost you $1,000 a battery? And if you buy anything less than that, I mean, you might get some on sale a little bit, but you're buying, really cheap stuff. So don't. I don't know what your RV is. I don't know what your inverter is. You probably will need to upgrade your inverter, and you may well have to upgrade your wiring. So it's more than just you can usually swap out many of the batteries. The brand we recommend exclusively is Battleborn. We know those people, have been with them now for years. Their quality, they make they sell them all out of Reno, Nevada. They've got a big facility there. They are on top of their game. and I think we can even get you a discount if you go to, let's see, it's rvlifestyle.com/lithium, rvlifestyle.com/lithium, and you can check them out. But Battleborns are the best. Their parent company is called Dragonfly, and that's what many of the RVs are now using as standard for their battery power systems, lithium Battleborn / Dragonfly. So big fan of it, but you got to also upgrade your inverter probably, and maybe even your wiring, depending on what kind of an RV you have and what you have now for batteries. Tammy, yes.
Hello, Mike and Jennifer. Mom and I met you on Saturday at the show. We are from Kalamazoo. Mom wanted me to make sure you put the Tulip Festival in Holland, Michigan on your list. Well, Tammy, we have been to the Tulip Festival twice. We camped there once for the Tulip Festival.
We have videos on the channel already.
Yep, we have a video out there about the Tulip Festival.
Including us dancing in wooden shoes. Us, yep.
And we also went when you worked for the Free Press.
Yeah, well, I was the video columnist for the Free Press.
Yeah,
we did.
So we've been there twice and we love it. But thank you that your mom was you were a delight, as low as your mom. She certainly was a big fan of Kalamazoo.
Yeah, aren't they the ones who told us about the restaurant in Pawpaw?
Yes.
Yeah, that's good.
Yes.
Yeah, a little Italian restaurant that we like in Pawpaw. Yep. Thank you, Tammy. From Ken in our community. Thank you, Chris Colley, for relaying that. Ken is watching this live stream on our new community.rvlifestyle.com, which you all should join. It's not like Facebook. You don't get all these weird things from Facebook. It's friendly. It's helpful. He asked the following question.
Did you order your next Montana with the e-bike garage?
I wish I could have.
How long is that? 36. It was 30.
That's a 40-footer, I think. It's a little too long for my truck.
Yeah, we'd have to get a different truck.
Yeah, we would. I would like a 350.
No.
I'd like a long bed 350. That's what I'd like.
Yeah, that would.
That's what I really wish I had.
If Santa Claus would bring you one.
Can I do a GoFundMe page? Yeah, I really would like to do that. Not a GoFundMe. Get a 350. Jeff.
Okay, Mike. Did Jen tip you for Uber services?
No,
a cowboy hat is a good tip.
No, they only asked for rides when I was all alone in the golf cart, because I think when they saw Jennifer, they knew that we had that was ours. That it was the two of us. We had a 4-seater, but when they just saw me, people seemed to think that I was a taxi service. So they and they were all elderly. Of course, elderly is all relative, but they really were. They were but they were like, excuse me, and I felt, as a public service, I should take them there. So Nancy Mezzi.
We have an older Class B that has one lead acid house battery. Can we just swap that out for an AGM battery?
Yes, you probably can do that without any difficulty. Talk to a mobile RV tech or a dealer. That should not be a problem. When we had one of our RVs a few years ago, the first thing we did, it was one of our first leisures. Yep. It was our first Unity leisure that we had. We swapped the lead acid for AGM. So yeah, you can do that. And that's probably what I would recommend. Edward Van Renisse.
Hello from Tampa Twins, Ed and Jerry.
Oh, those are our buddies. Yeah.
Glad to see that Jennifer is doing great.
Yeah, we met those guys at the Keystone meet and greet. Yep, you guys were great. You were very encouraging, and thank you for all your kind
enthusiasm.
Yes, you were enthusiastic, and it rubbed off on us for the whole show. Patty Hannigan Pachilli.
It was a great time seeing you on Friday.
Yes, thank you, Patty.
We enjoyed everybody that we met.
Jennifer has a saying. She says you guys are like a bouquet of flowers, and everyone is just unique and special, and you put everybody together like that, and it was just really fun to be in that gathering with you all. Thank you, Patty. That was awesome. All right, I think we're about here. We've been on for 40 minutes. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. So a couple quick reminders of what's coming this week. Wednesday, the podcast, and we're going to pick out the 3 innovative things that we were most impressed with. The first being ABS brakes, that new technology from Lippert. Very amazing. And hats off to Cougar for making them standard equipment and not price gouging people with it. That's awesome. And then on Saturday, we'll start our video reviews of all of the different models that we've seen. I'm still not sure whether I'm going to do all of them at once or parcel it out for a while, but it would probably be a pretty long video if I did all of them. I think we have a dozen that we ended up thinking were worth doing a full video on, a video tour of them. So we'll have some fun with that. And that's it. Don't forget the community again. We're really heard so many people say how happy they are with this community. And if you get fed up with not seeing posts on Facebook or seeing something and then you can never go back and find it again, or having your comments censored because somebody somewhere took offense of a word you use, come on over and join that. Not that you can do anything crazy over ours, but Facebook just has, you know what Facebook's nuts. Just go try community.rvlifestyle. We're still on Facebook. We won't go, but we're really having more fun with that. You can chat us directly, you can chat others, and you can watch our live streams that we're doing there. And it's just I think a much friendlier and more helpful place to hang out online. We've got spaces for every different type of RV interest, and we'll be adding more in the weeks ahead. Richard Carrero says it's a great community. See, he's there. All right, guys. Thank you all so much for being with us. We are unsure. We're going to try chill out for a week. Actually, I got to edit videos every day, so you can't chill too much. But we are going to stay down in Florida for a while until it starts to warm up. And then we're going to go up north. We have some stuff we got to take care of in Michigan. And then we're going to come right back to Florida again for a few more weeks. So this is Florida stint.
Because we love to drive. I should say you love to drive.
Kind of. And we're going to go up to Tennessee and hang out there and see what's going on in Tennessee for a while. And we got a RV factory we want to look up in Tennessee as well. All right, guys. Thank you so much for being with us. We'll see you down the road.
Happy trails.